September's Ascension energy is all about decluttering, deciding, and destiny. When tuning into this September energy, there is a sense of coming around the bend. So it showed me a vision of like a boat coming around a mountain, making that pivot, making that turn into a new direction. But at the same time, as I look back and in hindsight, I'm realizing and I'm noticing this pattern rising that's been coming through, especially since April/May of this year of 2022, where there is energy rising or flowing at the beginning of months, but in the mid to end of months, the energy takes a hard dip into deep ebbs, meaning the ebbs and flows are coming so much faster than ever before. We are going through a lot of frequency wavelengths at much faster speeds. What would have in the past sometimes taken a lot longer, maybe months or a year to integrate whatever you needed to integrate, is now being integrated within about a month span or even shorter. Energy is moving faster than we can keep up, which is why it's so important to stay in the now moment and move as energy moves through you. Really get in tune with how energy is moving through you so that you're not controlling the energy, but you are just moving with that flow of energy that comes from deep within. There's not a lot that you need to really try to figure out at this time unless you're able to really grasp much larger concepts, because what's happening simultaneously at this time is the deepening of your intuition. It is the deepening of your senses of knowing, your senses all around. So you are becoming a lot more sensitive in terms of your perception of your reality, your perception of yourself, your perception of that greater energetic entity or spirit, the cosmos, the universe, so many things, so many layers. And so even though you don't have to really try to figure a lot of things out, there's a lot of knowledge that might be instilling within you at this same time. But for the average person going through this very bumpy ride, the energy is really simply felt as waves moving through a person and their experience. And it's pushing a lot of similar energies to the surface over and over and over again. Again, these cycles are coming through a lot faster and more frequent. So for example, if a person really needs to let something go, that is something specific, these waves of energy that we're all riding is going to be coming through that person on a frequent basis, again and again and again, without significant resting in between. And I say resting in between because before, integration took a lot longer for some people and allowed the stretching of the learning process to be had. It allowed for a lot of resting and a lot of in-between moments, if you will. But right now, again, every month is really, we're getting hit over and over and over again with these waves of energy at much faster speeds. And each month is offering this powerful opportunity for renewal if we're able to get the hint, if we're able to really understand what those waves are telling us every month. And it's going to come again and again and again, like waves crashing on rocks, if you haven't received the deeper integration or lesson or teaching or whatever you're supposed to integrate as that energy comes up for you over again. The reason is to get into deep parts of the unconscious and make it conscious for us to transmute at this time. I have witnessed firsthand with people in my life who have their unconscious energies knocking and crashing at their inner doors over and over and over again over these past few months, again, since around April or May. And on my end, through my perception, even though it's so clear to me what energies are trying to come through the crashing and the knocking of their inner doors, and what wants to essentially be let go of or transmuted, there's really at this point nothing that I can even point out or I can even say. It depends on how open that other person is to receiving, right? But really, there's not a lot of things that you can do to shift that energy for that person as strongly as that person can shift the energy themselves. And this is really where inner empowerment is integrating within a lot of people, along with all of these rapid waves of energy coming through. Our ability to hold space as conscious creators are what essentially helps to loosen the energy beneath the surface. It helps to rumble that energy and really loosen it enough to create ripples through the entire entity or being. Once the energy loosens and ripples outward from within, the surface level reality of that person will respond and activate accordingly. So again, do not underestimate the power of holding space for another person, holding them in their highest potential, because it will help their deep unconscious energy to receive the ripples of resonance from you holding space for them to even dive into and loosen that deep unconscious pit of energy. But then on their end, they're going to feel the resonance as that energy moves from internal to external, as it ripples outward from internal to external. And when that happens, or when that starts to happen, the energy collides with the conscious awareness of the person in some way, shape, or form, whether it's through feeling, emotion, something pops up in their experience, something that comes through strongly in what they're feeling, an obstacle, whatever, however it comes through. That is the unconscious energy rising to the surface into conscious awareness. And it has to be up to the person to transmute it based upon their own free will. And again, that adds to their own inner empowerment. But as a conscious creator on your end, who may be close to the person who's going through a lot of this stuff, you can certainly help to direct the energy by holding space for that person. But it must ultimately, at the end of the day, be the decision of each person individually to let go. And so this is why a lot of people in your close proximity, you might be realizing going through a lot of hard things, or yourself as well going through a lot of things, because a lot of this stuff is coming to the surface, because there are strong people out there who are able to hold the space for people still operating within the unconscious realm. And holding space, like I said, does so much within the unconscious realm because it's responding to that deeper energy resonance. The energies of September as we walk through these doors are showing me that we, again, are rounding this bend. What is on the other side is up to each of us to find out as we unfold through September. But it's really offering us renewal in some way, shape, or form. However, again, if a person has not received what they needed to receive from these cycling energies, from these waves of energies that's coming through a lot faster, meaning if it's shown up for you before and you didn't receive the message, it's going to show up again. This month will offer again the chance for renewal by cycling the energy waves around again for deeper integration and transformation. The ability to transform is being offered every month again this year, especially since April, but you must be willing to be in witness and awareness of what energies are asking to be transformed. When we don't get the hint, it comes back around again a lot faster now, and sometimes with even greater force. Again, it offered a lot more of a period of time to integrate before, but now it's like, let's do this. It's coming a lot more faster. So be clear with your intentions and maintain a high 0-point frequency in the now. When you do this, you will become in observation of what energies keep knocking at doors of other people, and that allows you to assist or hold space for other people accordingly. And internally, you will also become in observation of how your heart is growing and how expansion is birthing from the many cracks occurring in everyone and everything. So here are 3 things to keep in mind this month of September. Number 1, declutter what you are holding on to that no longer matters. Declutter the mess. Your channel, your form, you, requires clarity for the incoming waves of energy up ahead. Clutter creates a drag as the energy moves through you. And as energies gain speed and light, you must simultaneously make space, similar to how an airplane must get rid of weight in order to fly higher and faster. Energetic decluttering often means to look around you at ways that you can physically and mentally declutter. And this process is necessary for getting clear and for gaining clarity. The second thing to keep in mind this month is to decide how you want to feel. How you want to feel will always be a free will choice for you. We often decide what we want to have and then place our emphasis on what we have to determine how we are going to feel. But now more than ever, you must be willing to put your vibrational energy first. A big lesson that I've been learning over these past few months is how little the things in our life matter. Really, if you think of it, the physical things, it's all just a playground for you to discover, learn, and grow. What really matters and where the emphasis should be is the cultivation of the inner environment, because your inner environment will always determine the unfolding and alignment of your external environment, and therefore make the playground so much more enjoyable than we can ever imagine. But when we try to control the playground first and make that the most important thing to then determine how we feel or cultivate our inner energy, then it puts this sort of monkey wrench in the machine, because now the machine has to spin the other way. It has to start working backwards, external to internal instead of internal to external. However, they are connected, of course, but it's just, where are you placing your power to create? Are you placing it internally or are you placing it externally? Decide how you want to feel and allow the universe to show you what limitless possibility can be created forth from your vibrational inner feeling. The third thing to consider this month of September is that destined futures are no longer applicable. So when I spoke about destiny in the beginning, it has a little bit of a twist. Destined futures are no longer applicable. This message really needed to come through at this time, and it's intertwined here somewhere. But understand that at this time, destiny is a lower dimensional integration of co-creation. It provides specific rendezvous or meeting points for individuals to align with, but does not give much room for growth. There is a sense of passiveness when trusting the unfolding towards destiny. But when we box ourselves into a destined future, we bypass all the unforeseeable possibilities along the way. So this month, replace destiny with creativity. Because when you rendezvous with the point of expansion or desire, it's not necessarily destiny at this point in our ascension and our expansion. It is because of your creativity and you regaining or reclaiming your inner empowerment to create first from within. And yes, God, Source, Universe gives you destined outcomes along the way, meaning outcomes that were always meant to be, however you're meant to get there, but you underestimate the work that you do in between. That is exactly where your creativity becomes co-creativity with God, Source, or the universe. Thank you so much for being here. Oneness, love, and peace be with you.